What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. We are talking about how Tyrese Maxey might be an all-star or all-NBA player or even be in the running for MVP this year. Crazy stuff. He just had a 50 bomb last night. Last night. This is going to go up after the game, clearly. Against the Pacers, he just absolutely dominated. He shot it lights out. I think he was 62% from field. He went 7 for 11 and threes. Like, I don't even know the math of that, but it's over 60%, which is absolutely insane. He's just absolutely dominated, and he's averaging the best statistical season of his career. 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and 25 points. Now that isn't updated with what he did last night. I'm not very good at math, so I would need one of the sites to update to let me know exactly his counting stats. I would imagine his points gone up. He didn't necessarily get a ton of those other aspects, so those probably went down. But on top of the fact that he's been playing better defense. He hasn't been, an elite defender out there at any means, but he has played better defense to start this season, and is a huge reason why Philly is constantly winning. Joel Embiid was probably thought he was going to have to do everything by himself when they had all the James Harden issues after the offseason, but Tyrese Maxey stepped up and has played like an absolute all-star, and I think if I'm Philly, I don't know if I would make moves at this point. This team is pretty damn good, and you don't want to mess up the chemistry between what Tyrese Maxey, Joe Embiid's doing on top of, Tobias Harris is kind of playing up to his contract a little bit better, and Kelly Oubre before the awful tragic accident where he got nailed by a car the other day, or I guess it's the other day at this point. Just terrible, but he was playing great for them up to that point. And then you got all the other dudes. Nicholas Batum has been playing extremely well since he's came here to Philly. And just everybody else. Robert Covington has played pretty good defense. You got the whole second unit plays really good defense, and you always have one of the main guys out there just scoring, Tyrese Maxey or Joel Embiid. So it doesn't really matter that you got Pat Bev out here not scoring anything, because guess what? They're playing great defense. And the other guys, Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, scoring. And I think Maxey right now is playing at an all-NBA level. It's going to be hard because he plays guard, and there's so many good guards in the league. And given the fact he's not still the greatest defender, he does play better defense, and he's been shooting lights out from the 3. I think if he's around that 25 to 30-point range, it's going to be hard to snub him out of the top 3 teams. I don't know which one he'll end up in. It'd probably be like Team 3 if he did. Right now, I think there's almost no doubt he's the most improved player in the NBA if he keeps his statistical season up for the rest of the year. But honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't get an All-NBA award. I think he definitely has to be an All-Star if he keeps this up. I mean, through 9 games, he's easily been one of the better players in the league. He's right there with Joel Embiid, just dominating everybody, it seems like. I mean, there was a stretch there where Embiid didn't even have to play the fourth quarter because they dominated so much throughout the game, and a huge part of that is what Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre, and Tobias Harris has also been doing. They're helping him, plus all the other role players in the situation. And Tyrese Maxey's the main piece of that part of it, and he's kept them in pretty much every game. Even when they lost, Tyrese Maxey had a 30-pointer, and he just has been one of the best players in the NBA all season. I think right now we're looking at a guy set to break out and be an All-NBA guy, which kind of sucks for Philly too because they didn't pay him yet. So if he gets All-NBA, they're gonna have to pay him like some crazy ass contract. But I think we're looking at Tyrese Maxey getting to that point. Honestly, I do. I think Maxey has gotten to that point to where he's probably an All-NBA player, or at least the best. He's going to make an All-Star team this year, and that's huge if you're Philadelphia, because now you're kind of in that position where, who are you going to trade for if you're going to trade for somebody? I think personally a wing would probably be the best bet, because you definitely don't want to bring in like a guy like Zach LaVine, who also isn't necessarily the best defender because Tyrese Maxey and him. But I would say really not focusing on scoring necessarily, but bring in a wing that's good defensively, can score a little bit. That guy might average 10 points, maybe get Oubre coming back off the bench and being a huge offensive spark plug for them, because once he starting, he wasn't performing at this level. But this whole conversation really comes down to what Tyrese Maxey's done, because otherwise Philly would probably be trading for Zach LaVine come the deadline. Now I don't think they should, because Tyrese Maxey's playing at that all-star, all-NBA level for Philadelphia. And it's been crazy because, I mean, geez, James Harden can't win with the Clippers. And, like, honestly, I think he was a problem for Philly. I think they would have been better off last year without James Harden. I think they're definitely better off this year without James Harden. People say they didn't get much back in that trade, but they got a lot, in my opinion. They got role players, basically. I mean, Marcus Morris and KJ Martin hasn't played a ton for the Sixers, but Covington and Nick Batum has played absolutely amazing since they came here. Batum has been shooting lights out. He's basically, in my opinion, a better PJ Tucker. Younger, maybe not as gritty as he is, but hey, he at least hits a shot throughout the game. And if he hits a shot, it's not a miracle. Because a lot of times PJ Tucker, if he scores, was kind of a miracle. And honestly, Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid are playing at an elite level together and seem to have a great chemistry. And oh yeah, I haven't even mentioned Anthony Melton because he doesn't do much offensively, but man, that guy is a beast defensively. He gets a decent amount of assists as well. Just everybody has played significantly better. Like Paul Reed, even backup center for Joel Embiid, comes out there, plays great defense. Their whole second unit, Pat Bev, Paul Reed, Robin Covington, I mean, they just all play really good defense, and then you usually have Embiid for a little bit, and then you bring in Maxey, maybe Toby comes in as well, playing the other half. So they have a very, very steady unit out there at all times, either defensively or offensively, and I think Nick Nurse has really got these guys bought in. Every single player on this team feels a little bit more motivated than they did with Doc Rivers last year, and I think it's working. I think Nick Nurse might be the biggest reason why they're succeeding. If you really think about his Toronto team, he really only had one elite player in Kawhi Leonard, and he had a bunch of top-tier role-playing type of guys, you know. I mean, Pascal, Fred VanVleet, they haven't looked as good since that time period. And even this year, both guys haven't looked very good in their new homes. So you sit there and think, if he's getting the best out of Tyrese Maxey, best out of Tobias Harris, and best out of Kelly Oubre, do they really need to go out and get somebody? I don't personally think. Maybe add a little bit more wing depth. Maybe see if you can't get a guy like, you know, Siakam or Anunoby to play instead of Kelly, have him come off the bench and be that spark plug of offense off the bench, because you really don't have anybody coming off the bench that's like an absolute spark plug outside of Nick Batum when Kelly's in the starting lineup. But even he's not like the crazy spark plug. He's just kind of a knockdown 3-point shooter. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.